happy 4th of July to all of you back in the States, and as Kevin said it, Americans abroad. I like the way he worded it in his 4th of July in Japan video. Interesting video. Head on over to Jayland Kevin's channel if you want to have a look. Anyway, I just ran into an American. I was thinking about 4th of July. I was just walking there and I ran into an American, another one living in our neighborhood, and I said, "Hey, happy 4th of July!" And she's like, "Whoa, it's 4th of July!" And it's easy for these things to slip past us sometimes. There you go. So I wanted to start this camera right now because I wanted to thank you all for the comments that you left in the video yesterday. Too many vids, and I'm glad to see that most people seem to think that it's okay, and keep pumping the vids out on this channel. And I was really glad to learn, and I didn't know this, that the YouTube had changed the way the subscription feed works so that it's not flooding the inbox with people anymore. If I make a lot of videos, it kind of sections them off, partitions them off. I haven't quite figured out how the subscription feed works after 5 years, but I'm glad to see that's the case. So even if the channel produces a lot of video, you'll still be able to see your other subscriptions without me flooding everybody. So there we go. I wanted to answer a question from Yes I Am an Alien, or a comment from Yes I Am an Alien about titles. I wanted to explain about, Yes I Am an Alien suggested that more descriptive titles so that people know what is going on. And I agree with that. You often see that the titles would be YTBT. I wanted to explain why some videos are YTBT and some of them have titles. In the end, they all get titles. If you scroll back after some activity page, you'll see everything has a title. The way that it works is, well, initially when I first started the channel, I wasn't going to put any titles on it. It was just going to be YTBT all the way down, keeping in the idea of zipping past, glimpsing things. The thumbnail was all you get to know what it was. I quickly gave up on that for two reasons. One, because I thought it was over time we'd lose all context of what the things were, and if something was a particularly interesting element of culture, look, a lizard. Hello, little lizard. Hello, tokage in Japanese. Very nice. Hi, very nice. So if we did that, and if we had a particularly interesting video, like showed something really fascinating, and it didn't have the title in it, and if I went with the default thumbnail, which is the case in almost all cases, it would be lost. So something very, very interesting could be lost without a title. And the second thing was, I like making titles. It's a lot of fun. So why then do I put YTBT instead of a proper title in some cases? That has to do with speed and basically whether I'm operating in the field or whether I'm back at the house or whether I'm alone or with a group. I use YTBT when action is unfolding quickly. Bam, bam, I'm out doing something, one thing after another, seeing, wow, that's interesting, that's cool, look at that, wow, what's that over there? And I don't have time to, type in a proper title. It takes a long time to do that. So just YTBT, off it goes. Or if I'm with a group of people and they're waiting for me, it's like, wait, hold on, I want to film this, and they're all waiting. This is a large lizard living on the streets of Japan. You don't want to do that. YTBT, bang, off I go. See how that works? In the end, if I'm alone and things are unfolding slowly, then I'll put in a proper title. Sometimes you'll see a mixture when the train is running. Sometimes you'll see a mixture. Let me stop at my bench here for just a second, or the bench. It certainly isn't mine. Sometimes things will have a mixture where you'll have a YTBT plus the titles all kind of mixed in, and that you can kind of get a sense for how the day is unfolding. I'm getting a moment here to type. There's no time over there, and likewise. What always happens though is after I get home, within 24 hours, I'll sit at the computer, put on the headphones, watch the video. I don't watch the whole video. I just watch enough to remember the context of it, put in a proper title. That's so much fun. I love making titles. And put in the tags. Off it goes. So that's that's how it works, and it'll probably continue to work that way, largely because it works. It's almost like in the field reporting. You just get the bare minimum out there and then pull it off. Rest in mind, if you see a YTBT and you don't know what it is, if you just wait 24 hours, if it's still in your subscription box, it'll have a title. Well, there we go. So thanks again for your support, guys, and for letting me know that it's okay to keep let the train run. Sometimes it'll be slow, sometimes it'll be fast. Always it'll be weird. That's right, just like me. Okay, have a great day, guys. I'm gonna do my same. I haven't had any coffee yet, but I'm running on sheer enthusiasm for the potential of the day, despite the fact that it's a friggin' Monday. Did I say friggin'? I can do that. It's not a bad word. It's a Monday, and I'm tired, and I'm old, and I'm worn out, but I'm gonna do it anyway, just because if I can think it, maybe I can create it. Sometimes that sentiment seems like a disingenuous. The idea of think it and create it. Wish yourself. I know there's something to it. You wish yourself into a state of being, or will yourself, or act yourself into a state of being. But something about that, and this is maybe something I should take over to the Lyles Brother channel. There's something about that idea of that doesn't quite sit well with me. Although it sounds really good on the surface, the idea of thinking positive and acting positive despite what's happening on the inside seems really good. Something about it that doesn't quite work for me though. I've got to work on it. I've got to give some thoughts. I'll turn the camera off now. Think about that a little bit. Maybe I won't come to any ideas or conclusions, but it'll be fun nonetheless. And I'll turn on some music. Have a great day. Happy 4th.